What is good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Cage is back. It's time for a brand new video talking today about this international break. And unlike last year, has it come at a good time for Leeds United for a variety of reasons? Also, going to be putting out my stance on what I feel is going to happen for the rest of the season. And before I get into that, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, drop your thoughts and comments below. You guys were getting active in yesterday's video, which I will link just so there's some reference to what I'm talking about here. But yeah, drop them again. Always interested to hear what you guys are thinking. So, remainder of the season, we're top, okay? Joint top with Sheffield United, shall I say. And what I want to say from my outlook, because I know it may seem that I feel we're not going to get promoted, but I'm just putting out the warning signs to how we can drop out of this top two, because it's possible. Do I think with the team that we have that we should? Absolutely not. That's the whole point of yesterday's video. It's that we have got the team. More importantly, we've got the squad to make sure that we can freshen things up and get things done when certain players are out of form or looking tired. And I just don't feel it's been utilized properly. Another quote someone said was that I always use Jorginho, Rutter, and Crysencio Somerville as examples in terms of Jaden Anthony or Gelhardt coming in. Well, I can also add in Archie Gray too. I can also add in Archie Gray the fact that he wasn't a natural right back at times last season. First of all, he did very well for us overall, but there were games where you could see that he was struggling, and he just kept him at right back when we had Connor Roberts in reserve. We had Jed Spence for a start, but then we had Connor Roberts for the remainder of the season, and he didn't utilize him properly. So there you go. There's another example I can use. I used the Charlie Cresswell one as well, where he could have been used more to move Ampadu back in midfield, but because of, he could have also used Gray in midfield and put Connor Roberts in at right back. There were various things he didn't do with the squad depth last year, and it has reared its ugly head again so far this season. But what I will say is that we just have 8 games left after this break. And unlike last season, I do feel that this break has come at a good time where we're in our blip. This is definitely a blip because 1 win in 4 is nowhere near good enough for this Leeds United team. It's nowhere near good enough, but I still feel we'll finish top 2. But you have to look at warning signs, people. You can't just have your head buried in the sand. It's kind of like the people that just get final notice after final notice, stick them in a drawer, and then when something happens, they go, well, I had no idea that was going to happen. No, the warning signs were there. So it's all it is about utilizing the great squad that we have for this level to ensure that we go up. Because I'll maintain, and I'll put my stance out here now. If we drop into the playoffs, I don't feel we're going up. So that's why it's imperative, it's important that we finish top 2, which I still believe we will do. And when you look at this table, and shout out to LUFC Data for this and for the next slide I'm going to use as well, he's put out the table. And when you look at the fixtures we have left, they are so favorable. We've played the top 6. That, you know, we're in the top 6. We've played all top 6 sides. We've got Bristol City, which could be a tricky one, but that's at home. So, you know, you're thinking that we should do well there. Middlesbrough is away, as we know. But when you look at the remainder of the fixtures, on paper, people, we should be home and dry. And I know a lot of people always say about this Burnley Sheffield United fixture, and I agree that someone's going to drop points there. But if we continue in this form that we're in, they may just play out a draw in that game because it won't matter, because we'll be in third and probably far away if we continue, which I don't think we're going to do. And let me just make that very clear. But you have to heed the warning signs. You have to. Otherwise, first of all, as a critical thinker myself, I'm not doing my job. If I just put my head in the cloud and say, yeah, we're top, there's no problems, yeah, everything's going great, then I'm doing myself a disservice as a real football man as well. Because you have to look at things. You have to look at things that are going on. So when you look at the remaining fixtures, Luton, Plymouth, I mean, you couldn't ask for better. Or I say this all the time, if Burnley or Sheffield United had these fixtures that we had, our fans will be saying, oh, they're up. But because it's Leeds, there's always that bit of caution because we can be Leedsy, and as we've seen in these recent games. And this is what I talk about as well with us being a Porsche. But then when you look under the hood, there are some issues. And this is another thing from LUFC Data. Most championship points won from March 1st. Leeds are displaying mid-table form so far this month, while Burnley and Sheffield United have narrowed the gap by gaining 5 points more than us. And this is the form table for March. Look at this. Burnley, Sheffield United, miles ahead. Coventry follow suit. We have to go down to mid-table to see us in the form guide from March. That's alarming to me. That's alarming, and it needs to be fixed as soon as this break is over. So I'm thinking, people, and I want to get your thoughts on this. Are we going to get the reverse of last season where we were doing fine up until the international break and we just fell apart afterwards for various reasons? Or is it going to work to our advantage this time where we look tired, the players look physically and mentally burnt? And I will say this as well. I think it's more physical for the wingers, and it could be more mental for the defense because we saw the defense. They haven't been as sharp as they've been all season, and they've been brilliant. The defense midfield to protect Melee from seeing the most shots, sorry, seeing the least amount of shots has been one of the best things that the team's done, and you can see that it looks like they may just need a little reset. I know a couple are going off on international break, but getting out of the Leeds environment, the pressure cooker of promotion, could be a good thing for a couple of weeks while they go away on international duty for some of them. So I feel that this could be a good thing. And plus, we could get Ethan back. And I need to stress this: Ethan Ampadu and Tanaka in the middle solves everything for me. It's not even close. We don't. There's no need to discuss Gruev. There's no need to discuss Rothwell unless we're looking to rotate on a quick turnaround of games. Because Ampadu and Tanaka is the complete midfield for me. You get everything with both players. You get the defensive stability of Ampadu. You still get the defensive work of Tanaka, but then you can allow Tanaka to go forward and express himself. And we've already seen the turn of the year, 4 goals this calendar year so far for Tanaka, just all round. There's no need to do this. Oh, Grua for this game, Rothwell for this game. You get Ampadu and Tanaka just fit and ready to go. That's you. That's your midfield too for me. You may have different ideas. Please put it in the comments if you do. But for me, that solves Farker's midfield issue straight away. He won't need to wrestle with himself to decide to put Rothwell or Gruev because it will just be a straight up, duo of Ampadu and Tanaka, and then you've got Strauch and Roden behind. That's a very solid base, as he likes to say, or basement, as he likes to say. No need to worry. But also with the with this form as well. You look at us in mid-table. Look at some of the points we've dropped against. The teams we've dropped against are way below us in the form table, and that's Portsmouth and of course QPR. So it does show you that even though on paper these fixtures we should be winning, there's always that element of what if Leeds do a Leedsy thing? And I just don't want to see that. So I'm hoping that during this break, Farker works on a few things for himself, within himself. And I also hope it gives the players a mental reset. People like Dan James and even Brendan Aronson, because we know he's going to play a physical reset so they can go again. You know what I mean? Because at the moment, Brendan Aronson's doing pointless running. It's like I've mentioned before about the Adam Forshaw thing, when people were just bigging him up, saying Adam Forshaw works hard. But then I drill down into it and say, he works hard, but what is he doing on the pitch besides running about? Is he tackling? Is he assisting? Is he shooting? Is he building up play? He was doing none of that. So Brendan has to get out of this mold now where he's just running around looking busy or sometimes invisible, and get back to doing what he was doing just a couple of months ago, where he was linking play, making attacks happen. He was doing that, and he needs to get back to that. Otherwise, it should be Nanto spot. But again, that will be up to Danny Farker. So I ask you guys, I've given you my stats. I still think we'll finish in the top 2, but it's going to require a couple of changes. And I'm asking you, has this break come at a good time for Leeds United to rest, reset, refocus, and go again? We've had our blip now. Hopefully that's it. And we finish the season strong. And then we can watch that Sheffield United Burnley match and go, who cares what you two do? We're all right. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping to see. And I'm interested to get your thoughts. So please, people, like the video before you go. Give me your thoughts and stay tuned to the channel. There'll be more content coming during the international break. And I'll see you in the next one, people. Peace out.